Welcome back to Windbreaker podcast. Hello, I'm Yahtzee Croshaw. Welcome to this little island of stability in this increasingly chaotic world. I say that, but again, we don't have the usual lineup. It's me with Jay and Jack.
Everything changes.
The Jays.
Because Marty is away. What's Marty up to?
He's off to Japan.
Yeah, Marty is taking like 2
right.
weeks in Japan.
That's right. I mean, try to think what would be the most obvious country for Marty to be in that isn't America. He's in that one.
Japan.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. So we're all back from our little trip in Milwaukee. Well, Jack's
Yes.
not back. He's still there where we left him.
Never left.
Where we were, amongst other things, filming the next season of Adventure is Nigh.
What?
And
It's
since
wrapped.
since Jack volunteered to take Marty's place, we thought it might be fun to talk about the contrast between pen and paper RPGs and video game RPGs as we come to understand them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And I guess the specific question I wanted to kick off with, getting your perspective, Jack, was that do you think there's any game that has, to any degree at all, recreated the pen and paper experience, in your view?
The short answer to that is no. The short answer to that is there's no amount of writing, there's no amount of branching quests that can perfectly emulate that. I think something the shocking thing that might get the closest is something like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, where they just kind of have all of these systems and you get to fart around in them.
Okay. I was taken
yeah.
aback by that comment, but then you brought me back. You reeled me in.
Yes, I don't think I've ever been in a Dungeons and Dragons session where we've said, "Hey, could we manufacture a makeshift glider from the stuff we have?"
I have been in those situations.
Can we make a bridge?
Can we make a bridge? Ooh, can we make a bridge? That might come up later. I think for you, Yachts, I know, like, generally speaking, you like to focus on the narrative elements of things, and so you have these, fantastic RPGs that are really meaty and have a ton of options and have a ton of avenues that you can drive down and to get kind of different stories, to hear different parts of the stories, and to tackle the same problem from several different ways, whether it's stealth, whether it's combat, whether it's talking your way out. The only problem is you are still limited by what was coded and what was already written. You will always be inherently limited. But if we look at this from a systematic point of view, you have things, not just Breath of the Wild. Those are just the big ones. Those are the ones that are on the top of my head. But you have really systemic games where you can mess around and tackle it in ways the developers never intended, but you still get to solve the problem.
Immersive sims are similar to that, like the original Deus Ex and stuff like games that like give you systems and say here's a problem and figure it out. And I think that's what's trying to emulate that the most. I'm trying to think a little bit of like the Dishonored franchise, but a lot of the times it becomes very binary between like I'm going in guns blazing or I'm sneaking for a vent. Like I feel like that genre is kind of
I mean, that's my
kind of
definition
found its footing.
No one's really been sure what the definition of immersive sim is, where the line is. But I think it comes down to any game where you can either go in the front door or use an air vent.
When you boil it down 1,000%.
Yeah,
but it's like having those systems, right? If I can have an idea and use the system in the way that would make sense, I know, like, I'll be the one to bring it up. Baldur's Gate 3 might be one of the best examples of a game that tries to emulate pen and paper really well. I don't think it does it 100% successfully because I don't think this medium can. But the fact that you can be like, well, I want to use this fireball spell to do something that would make sense that this would work. And they've thought of that too and taken the immense time and effort to make sure that every system can do what it feasibly could do in that setting.
But is that a repeatable thing? Is that something one could begin to expect from every game that adapts Dungeons and Dragons or whatever? Because that seems very unreasonable to expect that degree of detail.
Not only is it
Yeah.
unreasonable, it's also if we compare it to tabletop, it is also infinitely more limiting than tabletop.
Yeah.
An early video I did here at Second Wind was complaining about the ropes in Baldur's Gate 3 and how they
Yes, I remember
don't
that.
let you use ropes in Baldur's Gate 3 like we would use ropes while playing Dungeons and Dragons or any other
Mhm.
TTRPG, because there is no feasible way to code all of the different things.
Mhm.
I know Marty was streaming Fallout New Vegas with myself and with Jess recently, and even that, like, you have several options on how to solve a situation, including full pacifism. You can talk people out of just about anything, which is a huge undertaking, but it is still incredibly limiting in how you go about problem solving. And I don't think, unless we start getting into chat GPT integration and, like,
Oh
an
God.
incredible amount of artificial intelligence integration, I don't think we can ever get to that point.
Oh, I'm sure people have thought about it. AI Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, we're
Um,
we're we're getting there. I've seen some of the systems in motion, like the being able to have like speaking into your mic and having conversations with NPCs is
Hmm.
like it's on the horizon.
no,
Oh,
It
sure.
is.
no.
It's shit, but it's on the horizon, right? Like, because they
Well,
just
yeah.
give generic responses. Like, they'll respond to what you're doing and what you're saying, but it's very surface level. A lot of the
Mhm.
people you're talking to don't have personality because you can't program it with
No.
a million different responses and have it have character. They're very like
Right.
one-dimensional characters.
No, I've played games
Yeah.
that claim to respond to your voice commands, and what I discovered from that, much as I discover in motion control games, is that nothing takes me out of a game faster than hearing my own reedy British accent uh, playing out playing out over the room, and
Yeah.
a bunch of burly adventurer types reacting like I'm a serious person.
Like I do think, and again, I don't want this. I want authored responses from talented writers and voice
Mhm.
actors. I don't want AI generated responses to what I'm saying. I just don't want that in our art. But I do think eventually people are going to keep pursuing this because it will be the unique selling point of their game and it will sell copies. So people are going to develop this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I think we'll get there with narrative where it's going to get better and better and better quality, but mechanically you can't have AI just be like, oh, well, they want to use ropes. Well, I'll just create that system on the fly and make it work. That's not how games work. It has to be crafted
Right.
from the ground up.
There's far too much outside, because even an artificial intelligence, like a chat GPT, needs a large language model. Like, it needs to learn from something. And the
Yeah.
amount of context needed for what your players want to do, even if we just zero down into Adventure is Nigh, what all of you players have asked me to do, the context needed for all of those things is far too large. I
Oh,
don't
yes.
believe in our lifetime we will ever get to a one-to-one representation of
Agreed.
tabletop in-person playing and a video game.
Yeah. See, I think the trouble with an AI dungeon master is that an AI dungeon master should, on some level, hate their players. And AI ChatGPT is just too agreeable, you know. I mean, we keep hearing those stories about how it keeps encouraging people to commit suicide.
Right,
Yeah,
it just wants to please.
I also think AI models in general are too literal and they can't understand tone and sarcasm.
Oh
Yeah,
no, I really think they're really good at understanding sarcastic tones of voice. Jake, I don't know
exactly.
what
Imagine
you're talking about.
I don't understand this bit yet. I think like if you had an AI NPC listening to you and it said something kind of funny and you in response made like a little joke under your breath, the AI model might take what you're saying as a serious response and give you a response. Then you have to be like, "No, I'm being sarcastic," and they're like, "What is that?" And their head explodes. Like, I don't think we're ever going to get to the point where, because of the nature of voices and how sarcasm language is so complicated, man. Like how people talk,
yeah.
and even like no spoilers at all for what we filmed, but a lot of the times we would do, as we called it, table talk, which is like we're discussing what's happening outside of the game. Like you're not going to do that with AI. It's not going to be able to understand that what you're saying is not directly in relation to the narrative or what it's meant to do. It's like, I'm talking to my partner in the room that, yeah, I would like a cup of tea. And the NPC's like, I don't serve tea. And your immersion's just shattered. Like, you're like, oh God, you're not real.
Well, and then if we even like zoom out, if we or zoom out or zoom in even more specifically for Dungeons and Dragons, one of the cardinal rules of dungeon mastering in Dungeons and Dragons is the dungeon master is the referee, and the dungeon master gets to decide what rules to apply and what rules to ignore. That's a specific rule in the Dungeon Master's Guide for Dungeons and Dragons. So now we need an AI who has the context to know when to not apply rules or when to make up other rules in order to balance a challenging encounter.
Yeah.
It won't happen in our lifetime. And you know what? It probably shouldn't. It probably, even if it could happen, my guess is it would suck.
Well, if it's at that point, we could just get them to write novels for us, because yeah.
At that point, they're people.
Yeah, we just learn how to, and then we integrate our minds with computers, and at that point, arguing about video games seems a trifle petty. I mean, we could all just be like implant ourselves into robot dolphins, and then never have to worry about anything again.
Exactly, and so the real problem, and so I guess like if we look at what they're doing now, they are focusing more on at least these things like Baldur's Gate or like Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines, or I think Pathfinder's coming out with one. They are focusing more on a heavy and hefty narrative experience to make up for the fact that they can't have a varied mechanical experience, and they can't even have a varied narrative experience. I mean,
is it even
to
worth
get to an endpoint?
As we say, is it worth focusing on the narrative thing? Because of course, D&D does have the mechanical element, the combat.
Yeah.
Do you have feelings about Baldur's Gate 3 combat? Do you think it creates the nuts and bolts of it well enough?
No, again, I'm coming in at this very biased because tabletop role playing is my favorite game. Not specifically D&D, but just the concept of tabletop role playing is my favorite game of all time, because mechanically in Baldur's Gate 3, which is phenomenal. It's a phenomenal game. I really, before the stands come after us, it is an absolutely phenomenal game. But a lot of times when you are mid combat, you kind of know you're going to win. Like as a dungeon master or as a player, you can do the math and you say, oh, well, we're definitely going to win this encounter. But it'll take us 4 more rounds in order to defeat the enemy because of their health pool. Now, as a dungeon master, I can see that, and I can see my players' fun dropping. And so then I know they're going to win. The bad guy just lets them win. So we can move on to the next thing. That's not something that can happen in Baldur's Gate 3 because you need to get them down to 0 hit points. You also need to keep fighting unless it is a scripted event. If you start a fight with a goblin, you have to finish that fight with a goblin. There's nothing that you can do mid-fight to start persuading them, to start turning them. Once you fight, you have to finish the fight. And again, speaking specifically to Adventurers Now, you guys do that all the time, where mid-fight, we start having conversations and we change the tide and it turns into a really interesting story. And we can't, I don't think we're at a point in which we can program that. These are the small, context-heavy intricacies.
Yeah.
That's a bad word. I don't like it at all.
I'm pretty sure I've played games where you have the option of like putting your swords away and trying to talk to a dude.
Oh.
In the middle of combat.
That's possible.
Specific stuff in my head, but it's something like big old full-on immersive RPG. Try whatever you want sort of experiences have toyed with in the past.
Yeah.
One of the things in general, just with NPCs and just like how games work in general is that it's very binary. Like once you have input dialogue option, you are then your next options are the things that the developers think you might want to say. It's not, oh shit, I've said something, I've rolled bad and I've upset this character. Like in Baldur's Gate, if you roll bad and you insult someone and they initiate combat, the developers themselves are thinking of like, how could you get out of this, and if it's okay for you to get out of this, rather than like, I'm sure there's been lots of times in Adventurers and over the years, Jack, where like you've had an idea of what an NPC wants to do, but then Yachts has used Mortimer's silver fucking tongue and like and wit to like be like, well, that's actually really clever. That would trick the NPC. So you shift the entire,
of course,
like, and games can't do that because you're not actually deciding what to say. You are picking from a list of options, and those options are predefined. The only way you can systemically change the game is by interacting with it mechanically, and even with that, it's very binary. It's you either commit an action to kill or save, or destroy a piece of environment, and this is all predetermined. None of it is actually the player driving the experience forward. It's just you are choosing what path to go down, and that is, it's it's just railroading, but choose your own railroad.
I think when it comes to video games adapting pen and paper stuff, is that I think they should just sort of drop the whole thought of adapting it like on the ground level. I think it should focus on adopting the feel, and that's why I wanted to bring up Vampire Bloodlines too. Because if you're looking at that as something that recreates like pen and paper role playing as in Vampire the Masquerade, fucking no. I mean, I don't know what more to say. You can't really change who your character is. Well, you can change you could choose your dialogue. You could make decisions. You choose what tribe you're in or whatever they're called, the clan. But fundamentally, you can't really change who they are as a person.
Yeah.
And there's no real RPG progression besides what powers you unlock. But if you're playing Vampire the Masquerade pen and paper RPG, that's because you want to fantasize about being a badass vampire dude. And when I played Bloodlines 2, all the shit with talking to fucking pale pasty assholes, I can take or leave. But if I climb up the side of a building, glide, and then like do a super vampire run and leap across to the next building with my super vampire glide, then I start feeling like I'm a badass vampire dude.
But like, how do you, because in Bloodlines 1, I remember my first playthrough of that, I was going through the races and stuff, or like the types of vampire, and the like Nosferatu race, the bat-eared sewer dwelling peeps.
The ugly ones.
I was fascinated just from a design perspective of like, they were like, you are going to have to avoid people, and like, because how you look and like crawl around in the sewers, and I was like, that's interesting, because it's a completely different way to play the game. And as soon as like we were in Milwaukee and you were playing Bloodlines, and as soon as you went, oh, you're not really choosing like who you are and what you are, I'm like, well, I don't give a fuck. Like, I love vampire media, and the idea of getting that vampire fantasy is really interesting to me. But it's like I'm just getting served what they think the vampire fantasy is, rather than what I think it is. And for me, vampires are skulking around.
So what you're saying is you want to be a creepy, skulky man who lives in the sewers and
I do.
Rifles through people's underpants when they're not looking.
Yeah.
Sometimes
eat a little rat blood,
Oh, okay. I mean, most people just want to be
eat a rat.
I mean, most people want to be like sexy, like Tom Cruise in Interview with the Vampire. But
sexless. I want to be smooth as the bonnet of a Porsche down there.
Yeah. I want to be sexy in real life, Yachts. I want to be a creepy little troll.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, there's not much opportunity for that in Bloodlines 2, I'm afraid.
Oh.
Fuck. Okay. It's disappointing.
It's a very strange thing, because like when you are game mastering or dungeon mastering with any tabletop RPG, you are game designing. You are constantly game designing. You're just constantly trying to make every encounter interesting. You are writing your characters. You are trying to figure stuff out every single time. And so one of the titles that I suggested for this was CPUs make for terrible dungeon masters, because I just don't think the processing power is there in order for it to happen. I do wonder, though, if there is a realm for micro games, much like how regular tabletop role-playing games are, where, oh, we have a couple hours a week to play, and now I have 7 full days to prepare for our next session. And so,
as in the game computes what's going to come next.
This is a pie in the sky where it's like, oh, now, every month you get a new segment, and we'll have our team of writers and programmers typing away to program your next 2 hours to 4 hours worth of gameplay.
I mean, you'd have to do that for every individual player, though, wouldn't you?
Right.
Based on what choices they made. At that point, you might as well just join a D&D. That's just like paying to be in a D&D group that you don't actually interact with.
That's more restrictive because you can't actually do the things you want.
Yeah.
That's some billionaire bullshit.
Yes, that is some absolute billionaire bullshit.
Of course, the other facet of tabletop is board games, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another thing that's come up recently, because while we were in Milwaukee, Jay, you and I, we played through the Dark Souls board game.
Oh my fucking god, dude!
I warned
and
him.
After you left Yachts in the morning, I got up and I walked back to Jack's, and I took the Dark Souls board game with me, and I felt like I was the carrier of the plague, because I took it to Jack's and left it at his house and was like, peace out.
Yeah. Now I have the burden of owning 2 copies of the Dark Souls board game.
Yeah, there'll be an episode of Design Delve on the board game. Not this one, but the one after. And my god, we had a fucking time of it, Yachts.
But translating video games to board games and vice versa is probably slightly easier than storytelling. But the question is, I suppose, what does the board game experience have that the video games can't provide? Is there something inherently more visceral about having physical pieces that you move around with your hands?
That is nice.
I think there is like a tactile thing about it. There were moments when we got really hype. Like, we had a miserable time playing it, but there were moments when, Yahtzee got incredibly powerful in the board game because of a lot of the loot that we got was very good for Yahtzee. So we just pumped all of our levels and loot onto Yahtzee, and like had a poison weapon, and like was just cleaning house. As soon as they got to Yahtzee's turn, he'd kill like 2 people, and we'd get hyped. We'd be like, "Fuck yeah, yeah!" It was really good.
Broke the boss fights.
Mm-hmm. And we got really, really hyped. And there were moments when we were enjoying it, but then we, like, after every session, we asked ourselves, were we enjoying that because the game is good, or were we enjoying it because we were doing tactile board game things with our friends?
Yeah.
Like, we could have been pushing shit around with a stick and probably would have had a good time.
Quite.
Yeah.
There's obviously, it's much more sociable because you're sitting around a table looking at each other, and not like sitting next to each other on a couch staring at a screen.
Yeah, and like we can see each other, and like one of the things Marty said really stuck with me, which was we were looking at the rules because we had to look at them every 5 minutes because that game's shit. And one of the things on the back, it was like, oh, if you're playing solo, you can do this, this, and this. And Marty went, well, if you want to play this game solo, can I recommend the Dark Souls video game?
Yeah, a lot easier.
Because it's just better. Like, in general, it's just a lot better. It's a lot more. It's better designed. It's for one person.
You could play Arkham Horror like single player as well, and I couldn't imagine anything more pathetic. Just you alone in front of this enormous table covered in like the board and all the little things you have to twiddly bits you have to put on the side.
I'm going mad.
So like, oh no, I'm going crazy, and looks around and says that to no one. Like, oh, okay, yep, that's fair. The positive sides of games like Baldur's Gate, of games like Vampire Bloodlines, is sometimes it is hard to find a group
Agreed.
in which to tabletop role play with, right? And so you have this kind of like a tiny little slice of the experience, so you can get in on the fun. With board games, it might be the opposite. I don't know if any individual board game is mechanically sound enough to enjoy as a video game single player experience. Like if you're playing, I know Eric just showed the Monopoly board game. If you are playing Monopoly on your Switch by yourself, is that fun? Is that a fun experience?
The tension and the input of the other players is missing, right? So because that's intended for multiplayer. I guess a game like, I haven't played it, so anyone who has played it, fire off in the chat. But I'm assuming the Slay the Spire board game, which I'm going to assume is able to be played single player, probably does a good job of emulating the online thing of playing by yourself, because that game is single player and is card based, so it's basically a board game anyway. So I reckon that works to play by yourself. But
sure, but then why aren't you not playing the video game?
Because you like fiddling with little bits.
I mean, the video game presents itself as a card game, so there must be something about like the card format. I don't understand it myself. I mean, I always think the cards were there so we could imagine the big dragon sword fight, and now we don't have to imagine it. We could just draw a big dragon sword fight. But there must be something about the handling of the cards that affects people on a nostalgic level, or a cathartic level.
We were fighting the boss, the final boss in the Dark Souls board game, and there was something about let's see what attack it's going to do and turning the card over and revealing it, or even just getting basic treasures, right? We'd go around the table and all draw a treasure and see who it was good for. Like,
yeah, that was fun.
But yeah, I don't think that's the board game being fun. I think it's just a mystery, and getting to share that with friends is the fun part. Like, if I say I get 10 cards in front of me, if one of you draws an 8, you get a prize, I shuffle it, and then we all take one turn to turn one over. We're going to get the same excitement, because it's just revealing a thing. Not specifically because it's emulating anything from Dark Souls, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And so in conclusion, some things make really bad adaptations.
There you go. If you want, play a card game, if you want to play with your mates and enjoy strategy and improvise and bend the rules, play a video game if you want to jump off a roof and fly across the sky like a cool vampire dude. We fixed it.
Hell yeah, we done it.
Done. Video games is fixed.
All right.
All video games is now fixed.
I'm sure the super chats all have their own opinions on these things.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
Starting with Raven giving $2 and giving us Raven's weekly word of the week. And week 23 is liminal, which surely everyone knows these days. So everyone knows what liminal means.
In between?
Yeah, it means an in-betweeny sort of space, a liminal space.
A liminal space is an in-between, yeah.
All right. You know, like I only know it via context clues of like seeing a picture of something in a liminal space.
Yeah. Like a corridor in a hotel that's not a bedroom and it's not the elevators. It is in between those two things.
Oh.
Yeah.
It is
There's a hotel. Space. The hotel we always stay in San Francisco, when we go to GDC, has liminal hallways. Like, I can never find the elevators, and I feel like I'm going to die there every time I leave the room.
And there is something uniquely unsettling about being in a hotel corridor that just stretches off in every direction.
Yeah.
Oh, it's. I guess it's like a primal thing of I don't know what's happening or where I am. And I'm scared because I'm not grounded. I don't know where the exit is. I'm trapped.
Yes.
Anyway, Sinos the Hedgehog 2000 gives $5. It says, found Luigi Picture Poker mod for Tabletop Simulator. I know it doesn't count as real tabletop and not as addictive as the DS version, but it's still fun. Well, thanks for sharing.
I have no idea what Luigi Picture Poker is.
Is it just poker with Luigi?
Was it a DS game?
If it was on the DS, then I would assume it was Luigi. Yes, that Luigi.
Oh, I recognize that. Oh, was this a mini game in the Mario 64 or new Mario U? Fuck, I don't fucking know.
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe they just made a poker game and put Luigi on it.
Tabletop Simulator is one of those, like, speaking of liminal spaces, like, Tabletop Simulator is one of those, like, right in between actually being around a table and being in a video game, where I definitely feel it's the closest I've ever felt to, like, living outside of your own body in Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah, there's something weird about it. I haven't played it in VR, but I bet that would be weird as well.
That would be. I think there's a lot of just back on this whole, like, virtualizing tabletop games or board games. I think there is some good in that, which is like making calculations easier, making card shuffling easier, that sort of thing. And Tabletop Simulator does a great job of that. But then you got to learn the controls. Oh man, I love Tabletop Simulator, but I always feel really weird playing it.
Yeah, agreed.
Gives 199 and says, Jamate, top 3 moments in FF6 so far. You finished it now.
Oh shit! Yeah, I finished it over the weekend. Okay, I'll give you one. Finally defeating Kefka, that bastard. Like, I was really enjoying the game until I got to Kefka's tower, and it was like, field 12 people and have them be of an appropriate level. I'm like, you fucking what? Like, okay, I'll go back and level people, even though some of them, when I got into World of Ruin, were like level 18, while the rest were like 30. I'm like, what? So there was lots of grinding that I felt obliged to do. And then, and I'm someone who likes farming in these types of games. And then when I got to Kefka, he's just a bastard, isn't he? He's just like, he's just really hard.
I mean, he's the bastard. He is the bastard of the game.
Yeah, he really is the top bastard. So I guess defeating him finally. I missed the game now. Spoilers. I failed to keep Grandpa alive with the fish, so Celeste just kills herself.
Oh, lovely.
It was great. She goes to the top of a cliff and just tries to kill herself and it doesn't work. And then a couple more would be when you go and get locked in World of Ruin. Opera House is amazing. I forgot about that. Just the entire musical scene and going on the rafters with Ultros was amazing. I was going for a dungeon to get Locke, and I was trying to find Locke in the dungeon, and every chest I went through had no loot in it. And I was like, what the fuck? Why is there no loot in these chests? And when you get to him and you leave, he's like, oh, by the way, here's all the loot from the chests, because he stole it all. And I'm like, that's just such a great moment. And just all of the dungeons, like, the amount of extra content in that game that doesn't feel like, oh, well, you go in here and some of the enemies are a bit harder and you get like an item. Everything seems to be connected to a character and like their character motivations, and taking specific characters into all the areas. I think I got every single character apart from I didn't save Shadow at the end of World of whatever the first one is.
It's kind of bullshit what you have to do for that one.
Yeah, I didn't manage to do that, but I got like the Yeti and like the Mimic guy and everything. I tried to really experience that game. It is a very, very good game. Like, I can't imagine playing that back in the 90s. Like, it would have blown my tits off, mainly because I would have been 1.
You're going to move on to the next Final Fantasy?
Yes. So I want to play it now. I've got it ready on the Switch. And
Set the original 7?
Yeah, I'm going to play 7, and we're going to be streaming it. So there's going to be streams on Second Wind. If people like it, I'm going to go through the series of the main games and see how they evolve. Maybe skip 11.
We'll hear back from you in about 12 years then, when you've done all of that.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe I can get through it before the next one comes out in 4 years.
Right. Anyway, Pipari1 gives €2. Says, what's your favorite classic Sierra adventure game? Space Quest 5. Next question.
It's a good one. I really liked a lot of the police quests. I think the police quests were very fun.
I never played much of those. I had all the space quests and I had all the King's quests, and I've played most of the Leisure Suit Larrys, which didn't really succeed at what they purport to be about.
Sure.
If you catch my drift. Not enough actual titty shots. I mean, why? I mean, if you want to play something that's got sex in it, why would you Why would you want something that's just almost got sex in it?
I'm going through the list. Frogger.
Frogger
That
Quest.
wasn't.
Oh god, they've done a lot of games, man. Holy shit.
Oh,
Yeah, Sierra were the quantity to LucasArts quality. In the,
Yeah, they really
quantity
were.
versus quality debate.
Oh man. Police Quest.
Police Quest is a phenomenal series. I had a lot of fun. Space Quest I thought was a lot of fun, but I had a better time overall playing Police Quest.
They did Half-Life Uplink. Wow.
Yeah, they were the original publisher of the original Half-Life way back in the day. But then Valve made all the money that exists in the world, and they don't need any motherfucking publishers anymore.
Good on them.
Good on them.
Anyway, Jomo Slomo 3263 gives 20 Norwegian kroner. Says tables are best for placing video game machines on.
Oh, so then isn't it any video game a tabletop game if it is placed upon a table?
Especially the Virtual Boy.
Shit.
You had to literally put it on a table to use it.
Right.
I think I would die. Like they re-released a special version of the Virtual Boy, right? Nintendo did recently.
Yeah.
Fuck knows why, but they did.
Also, I'm colorblind, red-green colorblind specifically, and when red is on a black background, I can't see it. My eyes are incapable of seeing it. So I would look into this thing and just see a void.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
What are you seeing in the bottom right screen there at the
A
moment?
Virtual Boy spinning.
Okay, when it gets back to gameplay.
All right.
That bit.
I can see like a very faint. Oh, it's moving. That looked like it was moving backwards in some way. Oh, side to side.
Kind of.
Okay, what's that? What's that over there?
What the fuck? Oh my! What the fuck is that? That looked like a very faint, Freddy Fazbear character getting punched or something.
What you're seeing at the moment there, well, before that was a pinball table. Did you see the pinball table?
No, it just looked like a shape.
Okay.
I'm blind, man.
Okay, I believe you. Sinos the Hedgehog comes back with $2. Says my childhood tabletop Hasbro's Game of Life is fun.
Game of Life. Oh man, I've played the Game of Life several times. I don't know if it is fun. I don't. That's the one that starts where it's like you have to like start making life decisions whether you're going to go into the workforce right away or go into college right away, and then like whether you get married or have kids, and then that affects different spaces down the Game of Life, either with multipliers or subtractions. And it's a fine game for a child.
Yeah, just go get a job.
Just go get a real job.
Do it.
Yeah. Play Monopoly. Cut out the middleman.
Mm-hmm.
Tsunami Dusha gives $20 and then says nothing.
Whoa.
Oh. Tsunami Dusha, what a legend.
That is the thing they do.
And then, 7 people comment on it. We got to bump those numbers up.
Yeah. Nice. And then Vactor7640 gives $2 and says press button to flip table. Thanks, Tabletop Sim. You know, we were using Tabletop Sim to play Red Dragon Inn over our trip in Milwaukee, and I wanted to use the flip table button in the end, and we forgot. I've yet to see what the flip table button does.
It's glorious. The more things, like everything that is on the table gets flipped. There's a minor physics engine, and you just get to see everything, explode and fall. It's very, very satisfying, but very unfortunate if someone flips it too early.
Isn't there like an undo button? You can just like take it all back.
Yeah. You can undo, and you can disable the table flip button.
Yes.
Oh shit! Put it in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Witticism gives $5 and says, how much game does a tabletop need? As much as I enjoy D&D, I don't think I'd enjoy just spending an evening doing an improv story with friends. Interesting question. Because as we learned from that one Bluey episode, the rules are what make it fun.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
As someone who spends most of their weekends just doing improv and telling stories with friends, I agree with you, Witticism. We need some sort of game element there, mostly because it helps with decision making. You need some sort of amount of chance. You need the story to go in a way that you did not expect.
You need a goal as well.
Yeah.
What if you just had a coin? Would you just tossed a coin, pass or fail, for each like point in the story?
I have both played and seen very minimal gameplay TTRPGs, and I don't care for them. I do think you need a goodly amount of rules in order for the players to weave around them.
Because it's not just chance, is it? There's also you also need to give the player the opportunity to construct their character,
Correct.
and make their character feel like their character is strong in some areas and weaker in others.
Correct.
That's
And yeah, like
that's part of the fun, I feel.
individualized superpowers, items, that sort of thing is what can give some sort of structure to the play. So I do think some rules are appropriate.
All right, so the
yeah.
toss a coin game, but everyone's got their own coin. And some
Ooh.
coins have like 2 heads, and some coins have 2 tails.
Oh, and you have to, and then you put all the coins back in a bag, and you have to blindly pick out what coin you choose.
No, you have to choose. You have to get assigned coins based on your character class.
Okay, I've got it. How about there are 20 coins in a bag, right? And you shake it, till one of them falls out. And then it has a number on it between 1 and 20. And then whatever number it lands on.
Wait a minute.
It's dice.
It's just dice. Right.
Nidorom gives $5 and says, "Has Second Wind thought of doing Baldur's Gate 3 streams similar to the semi-regular Dokapon streams?" I'm not sure that would work out too well, because Baldur's Gate is a very narrative-heavy game, and what you're talking about works best with sort of like party game sort of format, where all the people participating in the game can have their chance to express themselves and shine.
Like, hold on for a second. I'm going to Google how long to beat Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, it's something ridiculous, isn't it?
Okay, on average, it is 75 to 100 hours. If we do a weekly 2-hour stream, we are streaming that for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
And so the answer is no. I'm very, very sorry.
Also, like Omar said this while we were away on the trip. We were talking about Baldur's Gate and just like this very conversation of like how it translates for D&D. And he said that I'm almost certain it was Omar, said that they couldn't play it because they were playing with 4 friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I said how good Divinity Original Sin 2 is with friends because it's part of the narrative. But with Baldur's Gate, Omar said that they struggled because it's so narrative focused that when they got into cutscenes, everyone's chatting. And also because everyone made their own characters rather than playing as like a historian or like the named characters, a lot of that narrative wasn't there. So it just felt very empty. So I don't think it will be as entertaining as it would be if you were going through by yourself.
Correct. So yeah, I can't imagine that's in the cards. We won't give a hard no, but I can't imagine.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine.
I just can't imagine us doing that. Yeah.
Sinos the Hedgehog gives $2 and says, "Yachts and Jamate may like Mastermind, fun brain teaser." Or is that the thing where you got like 4 pegs and the other player tells you how many you've got right?
Or are you talking about the 2025 game that came out? As the survivors of an in-game survivors in the game show, you will have I'm not reading that. I'm done.
What?
It's a shooter. This doesn't look like a brain teaser. What game are you on about, mate?
There's a Mastermind board game that came out in the 70s, it looks like.
Yeah, that's a peg. That's a thing with pegs. That's like playing Wordle, but without letters.
It's like Wordle, but you're getting pegged?
You have to guess combinations, and you get told how many you've got right.
Oh, okay.
It's one of those. Magnesium gave us 50 Norwegian krona and says, "What are the top 3 literary inspirations for each of you? Yahtzee, Jamate, and Packard. Also, anyone read the Discworld books?" Well, Discworld was one of my big inspirations growing up, but I think my biggest one was Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide. One of the first books for grown-ups that I ever read. And very much an influence on my particular house style of writing.
Sure. I've always enjoyed the Dirk Gently books because I very much enjoy that kind of like blue collar fantasy element of that. So that's I don't I don't write. I only write characters for my players to play with in D&D. So I don't write like Yahtzee writes. But yeah, I think that kind of comedy mixed with blue collar fantasy is my wheelhouse.
Yeah, I guess mine's kind of obvious. It's Tolkien. It had a huge influence on me. The same for J.K. Rowling had a huge influence on me until she became a filthy turf. So, so yeah, it's a lot of stuff that I just read as a kid and just got me into fantasy. I think that's gave me a big push into the greater world of fantasy.
Slightly boring answer, but never mind. Kind of boring question, actually. Seba Kingmaker.
Damn.
1,000 arses and says, I've heard board game and video game designs are very similar or share several elements. Is this true? What do you think? I have heard it said that one way you can design a game is to make it as a board game and see how it works out. I think that only applies to certain kinds of games, though. I mean, it wouldn't apply to Call of Duty.
No, FPS games. There is an FPS board game though. Someone suggested it as a video topic. I can't remember what game it was. It may have been Destiny or something. But it is true. Like when students started the degree that I taught on, the first module they did was creating a board game, because getting it all written down in words and on cards, and then trying to make the flow, the logic of like how to put together turns, and it's very one-to-one for like beginning to thinking about programming and stuff like that. So it does translate.
Yeah, I mean, if you're making something like XCOM, then obviously ideal for board game translation. I once tried to scope up a board game version of it would be like, you know, those board games where you advance room to room and like create the dungeon as you go, adding rooms on. It's like Space Hulk.
Yeah,
it would have been like that, but with stealth, where you're like thieves in a nobleman's house at night. And I was working on that, but it was really hard to get stealth elements working and that sort of thing, because you'd need to have guards, and you'd need to
sight lines.
For every player turn, you have to track the movements of every guard. You'd have to have like a little cardboard fan to show what the guard could see at any given moment. But you know what? Let's just keep making video games. That's my comfort zone.
For sure.
Right, there are some mediums where there are some ideas that are for a specific medium, and that's the thing. But like the question said, like on mechanical levels, there are shared values.
Yeah.
Also, don't say mediums. Don't say mediums. Media is the plural word of medium. Mediums just sounds wrong.
Just
not
give a fuck.
Oh,
I'm gonna say I said what I said. Great.
Anyway, Blistered Soul 4037 gives 199, and then their message was retracted. How mysterious! But then Seba Kingmaker comes back with another 1,000 asses and says, on a note, I want to thank you, Jack, for inspiring me to DM again. I went without DMing for almost a decade because for some reason I found myself terrified of improvising. Now, at 41 years old, I've rediscovered the joy of DMing thanks to Adventure is Nigh.
That's great. Great to hear.
Well, that's nice to know.
Remember that game masters, dungeon masters, we are the people that keep the hobby alive. It is our burden to keep players happy and to keep bringing new people in. So if you like the hobby, Dungeon Master every once in a while, it's great.
There you go. Sinus the Hedgehog is $2. Says, I sometimes play poker in Far Cry 3 or Watch Dogs.
Oh.
Don't know why you would.
But, Red Dead Redemption poker. Good shit.
Yeah, you can. I've never really invested in that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because that feels like a measure to distract you from the game you're playing.
Yeah.
And if I want to distract myself from the game I'm playing, I'd just stop playing the game and do something else.
Very fair. Very, very fair.
Raven41520001 gives $5 and says, Jack! 5 exclamation marks.
Wow.
Hey boys, can't wait to see what you goofballs got up to in season 5 of AIN.
Oh man.
Well, speaking personally, I spent about half of it being sick as a dog. Not quite over it, as you can probably hear.
Yeah, but still showed up every day, performed
Yeah.
his ass off.
Mhm.
Yeah, you'd all do fun shit during the day, and I'd just recuperate in the Airbnb, and then come in to do like a shoot every evening, and then crash hard that evening, and feel sick
Uh-huh.
again the next day.
It was rough.
It was worth it.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
And
I'm glad
like
you think so.
Mhm.
this season's wild. Like
Wild.
every episode is a banger. Like I'm really proud of what the team put together.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
Well, we'll see how it edits together,
True.
I suppose. Blue McNeil gives $2. Says, Cards Against Humanity, dated, boring. Jackbox, accessible, creative, fun. I agree. I've never liked Cards Against Humanity.
I agree. If
I don't mind it.
Cards Against Humanity, to me, and this is going to be very harsh, and I do apologize if you are a Cards Against Humanity fan. Cards Against Humanity is a way in which to goof around with your friends for people who have no imagination.
Yes, it's for people with very, very bad senses of humor,
Yes.
pretending to have senses of humor.
If I wanted to sit around my group of friends and try to make each other laugh by saying silly things, I would do just that. I don't need cards for that.
Yeah. When you boil it down, it really is just like one person pulls the card that says grandma and someone plays the card that says sex and everyone laughs.
Exactly.
Basically.
Yeah.
And I think I'm
Everyone's-
clever enough to make enough grandma fucking jokes on my own.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think we're well past that sort of fake pearl clutching. Oh, how outrageous! Sort of effect it's supposed to have.
Yeah.
The world is outrageous enough.
But let us take a moment and have a little empathy for those people out there who don't have any creativity in them. This is for them. Enjoy
read
it
more
while
books.
you can.
Read more books growing up, you unimaginative shits.
Play more games. Just live.
Yeah,
Just
play
have
more
a life.
video games.
You know.
Play more of a certain kind of video game.
Mhm.
Play less repetitive live service shooters. Play more Return of the Obra Dinn. I don't know. Silence the Hedgehog gives $2 and says, got condemned on Steam Scream sale before delisted.
Oh.
We're not your fucking Blue Sky, Silence the Hedgehog. You don't have to give us $2 every 5 minutes to tell us what thought is currently crossing your mind.
Also, Sinos the Hedgehog, if you want to give us $2 every 5 minutes to say what's crossing your mind, we will gladly take those $2.
Yeah. Keep doing it.
Oh yeah,
Bonus to this
we'll
guy.
take your money. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I don't know why you think this is interesting to anyone else, but yeah, Condemned. It's a good game for its time.
Has it been delisted? That's interesting. I didn't know that.
I heard they were thinking about a remake, but then they say that about everything, don't they?
Right.
Gives $19.99 and says Jamaica keeps winning.
I'm assuming in reference to Final Fantasy VI, and my
there you
answers for that. Yeah.
Oh.
What a game!
I thought they'd
hooked.
misspelt whining.
Also true. Two things can be true at once.
There
I
you
can be
go.
whining and
Jermaine
winning.
keeps winning because Jay is a power gamer. We had a chance to play some games with each other. We watched Jay play a little bit of Pokemon, and Jay, like as a game designer, I assume like a lot of like the way you play games is very different than me. And just watching you absolutely grind up and destroy everything around you in Pokemon, and then hearing your
Man.
strategy, it was awe-inspiring.
No, it's like
a gape.
I mean, Jay was playing Pokemon Zar and he didn't have a single fucking Mega Evolved party member.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. It wasn't because I
Chewing
was
up
trying to break
and
the
spitting
game.
out.
Every Pokemon game, and I'm sure there'll be people in the chat that can relate. And if they can't, maybe I'm a freak. But I thought this was relatively normal. I really like the evolutions, the EV evolutions, because I love that they cover the entire spectrum of most of the spectrum of all different types, and them all being of the same kind of creature is just I like it. So whenever I know I can get an Eevee, I go get a bunch of them and I evolve them into my team. And I always finish the game. I always beat the Elite Four with that team. I've done it since whenever they've been available.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. I went and found some and just leveled them up and then used them for the rest of the game. But because of that, I was stomping on everything around me because I could just switch to very quickly. My next video is on Pokemon. I'll cover it.
It was madness, Jay. It was delightful. Like I said, just because it's very different than how I would play any game, especially a Pokemon game. So it was, but for me viewing, it was madness. So that's why Jay just keeps winning. He's so good.
Oh,
He knows what's up.
Yahtzee was the same though. Like I didn't have any Mega Evolved Pokemon because I wanted to play my way.
Yeah.
Yahtzee had a full team of Mega Evolved capable Pokemon, also covering the entire like spectrum of types. Like a way better team, but you would have had to have like grinded and done a bunch of like searching around to make that happen. It's just we all play in different ways, and that's the beauty of games.
Oh yeah.
My struggle was remembering all the fucking matchups.
Oh, I still can't do that.
Yeah. Did you
I still have to look it up.
A fighting type is weak to fairy. Why is that? Who the fuck knows? But that's one thing you have to remember.
That's right.
Glitter in the eyes.
Ooh,
Can't throw a punch anymore.
That's probably it.
Yeah, if you think of it like that. Saber Lily gives $9.99. Says, if like to Recco a indie game I found recently that I really liked, it's called Chrono Gear and it reminds me of Mega Man X/0 series. I'd love your opinion on it as indie game God says. I have not played it, but thank you for the recommendation, Saber Lily.
Was it Chrono Gear? Yeah, I've never even heard of it. Yeah, when you say Mega Man, I'm kind of like, I'm not too big on Mega Man. In general, like I think they're fine games. It's just nothing really like doesn't really tickle me.
Yeah, it made me curious about what Mega Man's been up to lately. I haven't heard from them in a while. I guess because there's that new game Marty's been talking about. That is Mega Man.
Oh yeah, but then they came out and said it's not Mega Man officially. They were like,
well,
"This isn't Mega Man."
Of course, they'd say that. Yeah, they're preserving the surprise.
Yeah. Oh, maybe.
Sonis the Hedgehog gives $5. It says, subbed to Patreon to see lore videos and enjoyed them. Incidentally, Yards, did you have to use that Bible verse? I thought you were over dead baby jokes. I just thought it was funny.
What Bible verse is it?
Well, in the foreground of my most recent lore video, which is on the subject of the Darksiders series, and fittingly, I've put like a post-it with like a Bible verse. I forget which one, what the precise number was. But it leads to a Bible verse that goes something like, and you shall be happy when the babies of your enemies are dashed upon the rocks.
Damn.
Just
dark siders.
Well, yes, I thought it fitting. I was hoping the chat might have posted it, but they haven't. Anyway. Geldon Yesich gives $10. Says Ron Edwards' GNS theory has it that RPGs are part games, narratives, and simulations. Computer RPGs can simulate and hold game rules all right, but overgrown calculators lack narrative flexibility. Okay, well, he clearly puts more thought into it than we do.
I think like that's the same conclusion we came to, which is just, but I would say for all parts, I think it lacks flexibility in games, narrative, and simulations because we have the most powerful computer ever, which is our brains. And when we are on a tabletop, we can imagine things that computers cannot account for.
Electric Meek Mech.
There you go.
Yeah.
Halbeard84 gives £5. Says, just want to say, love you all and massively looking forward to Adventurous Night Season 5. Also, shameless plug for my Let's Play YouTube channel, Winky Face. Oh, you bitch, Halbeard84.
You've done them, but you gave us £5, so
there you go.
You fucking run away with it.
And then the Dogmatic Director gives $2 and says, at a table, I can eat the dice when they misbehave.
See?
I'm sure edible dice are a thing. I mean, you can just, I assume you can just get something made out of like hardened boiled sweet style candy.
Sure.
Didn't Liv have some that was specifically starred around cheese, which is the most Wisconsin thing ever?
Yeah, she had.
Those were not edible. They just had little cheeses in them.
Anything's edible
Yeah.
if you try hard enough. If your
Yeah.
computer misbehaves, just pop the CPU out and have a munch. Teach it a lesson.
Well, there you go.
You probably like carve dice out of those. You know the stuff they make like Smarties out of the
Mm.
that chalky stuff.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Not British Smarties, American Smarties, Jay.
Oh, then I don't know what the fuck they are.
They're like,
hard
refreshers.
sugar
Do you remember?
candy.
Do you remember refreshers?
Yeah, the
They're
little
like-
hard chalky shit.
Yeah, like that. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, you could carve a dice out of that if you had a brick of
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Probably melts in like the rain, but yeah.
Huh.
Anyway, Sinus the Hedgehog gives $2. Says, despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in a cage. Again, treating us like they're fucking blue sky.
You know.
And then Mohit Vigya gives 200 rupees and says, off topic, but any hype for the Fatal Frame 2 remake? 3 was more fun, but oh well. Well, Fatal Frame 2 was a pretty good one. Surprised they didn't remake the first one, actually.
Mm.
I guess it's another case of the Silent Hill thing where they remake the one everyone agrees was good before they go to the original.
It's the one where you take pictures of ghosts, right?
Yes, in the European and Australian regions, it was referred to as the Project Zero series, and in the US, it's called Fatal Frame, which, in my view, is one of the few examples of a US exclusive name that's actually better than the name it has everywhere else.
Fatal Frame is a good name.
Yeah, I mean, it tells everything you need to know.
Yeah.
There's death and there's photographs in it.
Boom.
I'm sold.
BS Marsh, member for 20 months in the Green Gang. 20 months, holy shit. And says, welcome back, guys. Hope you had a happy Halloween.
Yeah.
Very much so. My kids both came back with groaning candy bags that they're both going to forget about, so I can scoff them at my leisure.
Yay.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Just ate good food and watch Dragula. That's great.
Hey.
Dig through
And,
the ditches and burn through the witches.
Artis Sakari gives €10. Says, have you played Wastelands 2 and or 3? What do you think of them and would you recommend them? I did play Wasteland 3. I don't know much about it. Didn't end up sticking with it. So I
Yeah.
guess I would say it was probably quite boring.
Ooh, there you go.
And I probably wouldn't recommend it.
The setting just doesn't really interest me, so I've never really dived into the series, but I'm sure there are people who enjoy it.
It's just Fallout, isn't it? It was Fallout before Fallout was a thing.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about
exactly.
it. I just don't know anything about it.
Anyway, Zalno5876 gives $5. It says, curious what y'all's thoughts are on Digimon Story Time Stranger in comparison to Pokemon Legends Zar. Seems like it's popping off. I keep seeing that on social. I keep seeing it on social media. I've played through Legends Zar. I'm reviewing it soon, and wasn't terribly impressed by it. I don't know anything about Time Stranger, and I've got a lot of other things to play at the moment. So
I'm
it's gonna
looking
have
at
to fucking turn, I'm afraid.
screenshots for Digimon Story Time Stranger, and I cannot tell you what kind of game this is.
Okay.
It's
I
damn.
am dumbfounded. I am baffled.
I was under the impression it was a
Digimon fan
JRPG.
RPG that's Pokemon adjacent. Yes, I believe it is. But
Yes.
it's like a Pokemon competitor, so it's about summoning monsters and shit. The Digimon fans are some of the most hardcore fans I've ever seen in my life. I've never played any of the games, but apparently they're really good, but only Digimon fans play them. So
Right.
Yeah.
who knows?
Who knows?
And then Waz up $5. Was 84 gives $5 and says, I thought we had a tacit understanding not to discuss British sweets unless Marty is around to suffer through it. Bitch, we have made no such agreement. We want to talk about British sweets, we talk about British sweets.
It's true.
Anytime.
It's absolutely true.
Who wants a fucking curly whirly? I could go for a curly whirly right now.
Yeah, me too, mate. What about a dib dab? I'm one of those
Ooh.
fuckers.
Oh, you know what I like? I like a twirl. It's all the fun of the
Oh,
flake,
shit.
but it doesn't like leave bits everywhere.
Give me a Lion bar or a Milky Way bar. Ooh.
Oh, not like the American Milky Way bar. That's for scum.
No, that's for absolute troglodytes.
Yeah.
I like candy too.
Where do they go? Where do they get off calling a bounty a mounds?
Hey, chat. Finally, do you know that candy bar that Yachts mentioned that one episode, and I couldn't remember the name?
The
It
100
took
grand bar.
Yahtzee and I going to a fucking store and him pointing it out to me. It came in 3 parts, and me, Yachts, and Jesse shared one on the walk home. It was magical. It's a fucking good candy bar.
Yeah,
100 grand bar.
Yeah, it's a good bar.
Jess says, ooh, they're delish.
It's like a toffee crisp, but with the toffee going down the middle, and there's slightly more.
Exactly.
Toffee.
It's great.
Great.
Jack, what's your favorite American candy?
Reese's. Give me anything Reese's. Peanut butter cup. I like the American Milky Way as well. Just kind of that nougat, caramel, and chocolate. I think that's a nice candy bar.
That specific kind of sweetened peanut butter thing, that never really took off in the UK.
Oh
no. I came back and Jess's parents had given us some Reese's peanut butter cups. They're a bit like, they're too much for me. I like chocolate and I like peanut butter, but together it's a bit like, it's like my mouth has been like swampified.
I mean, there's plenty of British candy that has peanuts in it. Like we've got the Snickers, we've got like Cadbury's Fruit and Nut.
Yep.
But we just don't go for the candied peanut butter that Americans like so much.
I do like that candied peanut butter. It's very nice. It's very, very nice. You know, so I'm a basic fella. You give me a Reese's, you give me a Milky Way, even a Three Musketeers of just that like nougat and chocolate, that chocolatey fluff and chocolate.
Oh, that's like a kind of like a Milky Way bar.
Yeah, the Three Musketeers is like the British Milky Way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a great bar.
Just like a foamy nougat wrapped in chocolate.
Beautiful. Love it. Love it.
What the fuck is nougat? I don't think anyone has ever come to an agreement on that.
In fact, don't ask, because like if you want to find out, I'm sure it's going to be something very gross, and no one wants to know because we all like eating it.
Yeah, it's probably some animal byproduct, like the runoff from making sausages or something.
Exactly. So let's just all forget.
I think he made nougat on Babish once. I think it was literally just a sort of like solidified sugar thing,
like an aerated,
sugar, an aerated sugar concept.
Sure,
concept. Take the idea of sugar and aerate that, and nougat just appears. It's the stuff. It's gonna kill us.
It's the stuff, y'all. Love it.
Anyway, one last super chat at the last minute. Hawkeye Goff gives £10. Says, Jamate, the Trail series of JRPGs recently released a remake of its first game. Highly recommend, especially if you have like 1,500 hours of free time to play the rest of the, I think, 13 main games so far. Well, don't get him started on that. He's already got the entire Final Fantasy series.
I'm going to do Final Fantasy first, then I'll jump. I am on a bit of a JRPG kick though, because I really, really, really enjoyed 6, and now I have to wait to play 7. So I'm like, what do I play?
Have you played the Persona games? I like those.
I played 5. I haven't played the others.
Well,
like if I was going to, where would I start?
Well, I'd start with 5. So there you go.
Fuck.
And if you liked 5, go back and play 4. And if you liked 4, go back and play 3.
Oh shit! So go backwards.
Yeah, because basically, Persona 5 is Persona 4 but polished up and with more stuff. And Persona 4 was like Persona 3 but polished up and with more stuff.
Okay. So you start with the most polished, and then you can peel back because then you have love. Well, if you
find
you
that was my experience. If you find you enjoy the core experience, you can go back and have more Persona fun, but less so.
Yeah.
Anyway, Boo-Ray6197 gives $5. Says, call it whatever you want. Dark chocolate and coconut is damn good in my opinion. I agree. I like making coconut macaroons and dip them in dark chocolate.
Yum.
Yes.
Is a Bounty dark chocolate or milk chocolate?
That's dark.
Okay, yeah. Well, Bounties are good.
Usually. I think Bounty does both. I think, but you can get a milk Bounty and a dark Bounty.
I think we delude ourselves. I think dark chocolate enjoyers are deluding themselves.
I don't like dark chocolate, but in combo with coconut, it does the bite of the dark chocolate with the sweetness like of the coconut. I think it works in combo.
My wife refuses to eat anything but dark chocolate. Every time we get milk chocolate, it's on me to eat it.
Damn.
Ew.
Yeah. She particularly likes a brand called Choco Love. That does dark chocolate with like salted caramel goo in the middle.
Ooh. I mean, I love a good goo.
Yeah,
Gotta love a good goo.
and that's a favourite.
There you go.
Anyway, that's all the super chats for today. So thank you for listening to the Windbreaker podcast. Yay, we got through it. I got through it with my voice intact.
You
Somehow.
Yeah, you
could have
needed, like,
handed
one
it off
coughing
at
fit.
any moment. Yeah.
Yes, getting better.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll probably sit out this afternoon's meeting though.
Fair.
Yeah, fair.
But yes, I was Yahtzee Croshaw. I do content. Have you heard? Yes, Fully Ramblematic is my weekly review series. This week's is on the subject of Pokemon Legends ZA, as it happens. I still have to wrap up the video, actually, but shouldn't take too long. And then I've got a semi-ram dropping this week, I think. My editor, Matt's been on holiday, I think. He said he was only missing a week, so I assume it will be this Thursday. And my weekly stream, Yahtzee Tries, on Wednesday. Haven't decided what I'm playing. We will figure it out.
Hell yeah.
That's me. That's all my stuff. But we've got so much else going on. A second wind. We're just content machines. What else we got?
Yeah, I've got, thanks for everyone dealing with the short absence of Design Delve while I was away. But while I was away, I was working on 2 episodes. So next Monday I will have an episode on Pokemon for you guys, and then following that will be the Dark Souls board game episode. And shortly once we iron out the details, we'll be starting the Final Fantasy VII streams for you guys, so we can get started on that series. And that's it for me. Jack Packard, what you got, bud?
Make sure you check out the Balatro one-shot, the Adventures Night Balatro one-shot with myself, with Yahtzee, and with Jenna Stieber. It was so fun to make. And I'm going to now huddle up in my office here and start editing season 5 so we can get that out as soon as humanly possible.
Oh, goodness.
Boom.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that'll be it from us then. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the super chats. See you all next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.